What's up? What's up? What's up? This your man Clint Portis. You listen to the QCB show.
This is Brendan Haywood, NBA TV, CBS sports analyst, also the guy that taught QCB everything he knows about the business and sports in general. And you're rocking with me, and we're listening to the QCB show.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. There we go. It is live with the QCB on your radio, Fox Sports Radio, Charlotte to be exact. Number to the show to join the conversation. That's easy money. 704-227-8986. Yes, the WHINER line is back. It's on. It's popping. Anything in the world of sports you want to get off your chest, call my WHINER line and whine about it. Get it off your chest. That number, 704-227-8668. Catch me on your radio station, HD Channel 2s. That's right. If you got one, you got all of them. 1019 HD2, 1047 HD2, 951 HD2, and 979 HD2. That signal is stronger than Malcolm JAMAR cheekbones when he was on the Cosby Show. It's stronger than Mark McGuire cheekbones back in 1998. It's stronger than Kurt Russell in the movie Big Trouble in Little China. It's stronger than Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Commando. It's stronger than JAMAR NESBIT when he was offensive lineman out there in South Carolina. Hey, hold on. I got to hear something ignorant.
Just generally speaking, and not here, but and not that this matters because this is here. But, you know, in other aspects of my life, we have people for 20, 30 years that work for me. Nobody ever leaves me.
Okay.
Come and find me on your radio station, HD2s, which signal is stronger. It goes from Charlotte to Fraggle Rock, okay? Bikini Bottom. Come and find me on your radio station, HD Channel 2s, like Indiana Jones found those kids in the Temple of Doom. Man, let me tell you something. To add to what I just said, go find me online, foxsportsradioshow.com. Click listen live. You got me. It's that easy. I leave a comment on my Twitter page. We're live on Twitter at Real QCB. We're live on Instagram at Real QCB. We're live on YouTube, The Real QCB. We're live on my Facebook channel, The Real QCB. Damn, there's 13,441 ways to listen to my show. Hold on, I got to hear something ignorant again.
Just generally speaking, and not here, but and not that this matters because this is here. But, you know, in other aspects of my life, we have people for 20, 30 years that work for me. Nobody ever leaves me.
There's 13,421 ways to listen to my show. If someone comes up to me and says, well, Q, I heard you back on the radio, pal, but I simply don't know how to find your program. As soon as you say that nonsense, I'm going to go old school. Give you that WWE, Triple H, Hunter, Hearst, Helmsley pedigree right where you stand. So many topics on deck today. Ken on the Panthers. Are they better? Are they better? Free agency, NFL draft, that damn David Tepper. Shout out to the owner for Dealworth Neighborhood Grill who called the show, my man Matt, and we discussed what happened. And yeah, well, he didn't snatch it. He did snatch it. He did snatch it. Anyway, so I want to get my guys' thoughts on that today. Deion Sanders' spring game. What the hell happened? It was 20,000 less students attended the damn thing. Last year was a 40-some thousand. They said, well, hey, the weather could have been a problem. It rained. Last year it snowed. So you telling me rain is worse than snow now? I've seen groundhogs there about 1,000 times. I know a little about. Shout out to Bill Murray. Weather, precipitation, whatever's good or bad. Anyway, NBA playoffs. My damn Suns got swept. So much going on. And Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight is a official sanctioned professional fight. We're going to talk about it. How's the fun today, man? We're going to play the number one games on the radio. Who said it? Bartholomew Wilcox, expert on everything. But right on today, my man Richie, you hear him Saturday mornings about your house right here on Fox Sports Radio Charlotte with Ray Terry Hacksaw. What's up, man?
What's good, Q? Good to be here, man.
Man, we knocking them out. And in the building, University of South Carolina Hall of Fame offensive lineman. I ain't forgot about that since you told me. I'm on my Gamecocks. And Super Bowl champion, JAMAR NESBIT. What's up, man?
Hey, man, what's going on, fellas?
We good. I got these proper, it's not a damn job interview. You're not going to see your probation officer.
No,
I just assume you have one.
We just get, no.
Thank you, Tremaine.
No. My parole officer, I got enough money for a good lawyer. I don't need probation. There we go.
Like Jay-Z said, I got some few bucks. I can fight the case.
Right.
Anyway, listen, the 2024 NFL draft. First of all, JAMAR, you weren't in that Freaknik Hulu.
No, they missed me on that one. I was
just asking.
Yeah, no.
I ain't just asking.
No.
I just asking. I will always go to the Daytona.
Or the Myrtle Beach one. Like, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, hey, you can't.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's another conversation.
Absolutely.
Off-air discussion.
Off air, offline.
Right. Yeah, the 2024 NFL draft is complete. And Panther fans, you guys should be happier than Fred Goldman was about a week ago. That's how happy, ecstatic you guys should be. And I got my guy in the building, JAMAR NESBIT. Listen, before we talk about the draft, and then David Tepper snatching people heads off his head. He didn't snatch it. That video to me was worse than Tupac's Las Vegas video. It was worse than that.
Oh, you're reaching. You're reaching. Ooh.
I want to talk about.
I'll tell you this though, he picked the right one.
Right?
Like that dude, like he definitely sized up the situation before he just ran up there and snatched my man's hat.
He dang sure did.
Because I guarantee you, had that dude looked a little bit different.
Oh no, he ain't doing that.
Yeah, not doing
he had his crony Smithers with him. But listen, before we get to the draft, I want to talk about Panthers free agency with you. Of course, we know key players have gone. I ain't naming everybody. Burns, Louisville, D. Jackson, and Von Bell, and key players became Panthers. Wanham, Clowney, Robert Hunt, and Damian Lewis. How do you think the Panthers did? Dave Cornelius and Dave Morgan. I mean, Dan Morgan, Dave Cornelius' first little action has been free agency with them guys. How do you think they did for their first free agency?
Well, I'll tell you this. It's difficult, and unfortunately, if they think that everything was going to get fixed in this offseason, in these, couple of months from the end of the season to the time that Dan, assumed his position, and by the time they brought in the new head coach, it just doesn't work like that. Now, yes, teams can go from worst to first especially in the NFC South, right? Where it's happened over and over again, but all the problems aren't going to get fixed, and they have to have time in order to be able to bring in their culture, their type guys in that situation. I mean, whenever you have a team that's, that was 2-15,
2 games. Yeah.
There's a lot of film that has to be watched, and there's a lot of evaluations that have to be made based upon the players that are there. Are they as bad as they might have looked on film? Was the scheme as bad as, it looked on film? So they have to go through that process. And, some guys stuck around, some guys left because they wanted greener pastures. You can't fault it either way. I have a lot of faith in Dan Morgan. I played with him.
Yeah.
And he's all about football. And so I'm sure he has a direction that he wants to go. And it's always more difficult, I think, for players when evaluation time happens, when former players are in positions of decision-making, right? Because you can't hide and you can't fake it, right? So it's a situation that now a lot of these players are going to really be held accountable for what they're putting out there on that field.
So far as the Panthers' needs, as you know, when the term got used a lot, dumpster fire, the team was a dumpster fire, ugly losses, 2 wins, obviously, against 9-7 against the Falcons. And we want C.J. Stroud. Well, Bryce Young's won on against C.J. Stroud. That's neither here nor there. But listen, they needs? Did you feel like they addressed the need that they needed to when it comes to the free agency before we get to the draft?
I think they did what they could.
Okay.
And so what a lot of people don't understand is, as much as we love this city, it's not necessarily beloved. It's not a beloved free agency destination.
Oh, okay. So you in the league and you see the Panthers and your agent call NESBIT. What about Carolina?
And then
Do you think about Tepper, the team, or what do you think about quarterback?
All of that comes into all of that comes into it, right?
Man.
Where are you in your career?
Right.
And I'll say this: Charlotte in the past had been a destination spot for quote unquote sunsetters, right? Old guys like myself just trying to get one more, right? Still feel like you got something left in the tank, and you go out there and you'll get a year or two, and then you and your family are going to retire in this beautiful, quiet, sleepy hollow type situation, right? But Carolina, within the past, they're trying to shake that mantra off a little bit, and they're doing a good job. Listen, man, the Cam era, they were able to bring people in because Cam was such a gravitational force.
Right.
Now, if you're a wide receiver, you got to be prepared to get thrown high and across the middle, right? That was what was going to happen, right? So, but at the same time, there was juice here. There was a gravitational pull and those sorts of things. There were names here.
Yes.
There were stars. Now, a lot of them were homegrown. I should say most of them were homegrown.
Right.
Steve Smith, I played with him. Like Musin Muhammad, like there were guys, Julius
Thomas
Peppers,
Davis.
Like there were guys that were homegrown here that became stars. And so in order for an organization to do that organically, it takes time. And we'll see, right? The owner hasn't made it easier for fans to be patient.
Right.
With his antics and his behavior, that just puts more onus on the franchise to try and do something to overshadow those actions.
Right.
And so now the spotlight's going to be on the Panthers, and it's going to be even more so on Dan Morgan and Dave Canales, first-time head coach as well.
Yeah, that was my next thing too. Before we got to the draft, nice segue, by the way, with Canales and Dan Morgan. How did you feel about the hire?
Man, I'm super proud and super happy for Dan. I think he deserves it. He's anytime, and I'm a homer and I'm biased.
Right.
Anytime a former player gets to a position of leadership, I'm happy. Now, they have a big responsibility. They have to do a good job in order to keep that door open for other former players that want to come through that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is an inherent responsibility that they carry going forward. And we'll see how it goes. I know he's not, Dan was never a rah-rah guy and never one that had a bunch of words that didn't mean anything. When he spoke, there was a reason why he was speaking, right? So it's going, like I said earlier, it's going to be incumbent on these players now. They're going to be held accountable for the product they're putting out there on the field, because now there's a set of eyes that has done it and has done it at a high level.
Right.
And he knows what it looks like when it's right. And he knows what it looks like when people are just trying to get by.
Man, that's why you're sitting here, man. I don't want to tell you business, but that's why I want be writing them $800 checks to come and co-host with me when I have you in.
Your boy Nigel.
Yeah, Butler Nigel.
Where is he?
Oh man, he's busy today. He's running. I got these nice Louis Vuitton doors, garage doors, and he's putting them in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, first time I have some LV doors.
You armor all those things, or you just kind of let him?
I don't know. He doing all that. Yeah. They nice though.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna invite you guys over. I had to get the left wing of my house reconstructed, my elevator. It was
the whole thing.
I had a bad weekend as far as my mansion stuff went, but it was all good. But that's why you sit here, man, you spitting that knowledge that I'm talking about. So before we get to the draft, so you like what's going on right now as far as Canales? Because I always kept saying a young offensive coordinator and do what Philly did with Sirianni and the Giants, even though they hadn't been doing well, but they still that first year with the ball, they showed improvement. But when Vrabel became available, I said grab Vrabel.
Okay.
But no one's walking in David Tampa's office. We're gonna talk about Tampa later, but
Bigger
no
than
one.
Him.
Absolutely.
Right.
But it seems like with Canales and Morgan, this go around early with the free agency and the draft, it seemed like he must have took a step back, right? Because that's the only way he's going to take a step back is going to be him. Unless Canales and Morgan go in and say, look here, man, we know it's your team. Hey, let us handle it.
Right. So anytime you're in a position, you have a boss, right? 48 Laws of Power says you don't ever try to outshine your boss.
Right.
Right. And so unfortunately, a lot of head coaches or, people in the coaching coaching atmosphere, they feel that, their system or who they are carries more weight than it actually should and try to outshine the ownership. Right.
Okay.
And so, it would be smart, and I'm sure this is probably the way they approached it, right, to keep him involved, but, you know, at least in a situation to where he feels updated and his input is being listened to in that for right. So you involve the owner as much as he possibly wants to be involved, up into a point, hopefully, to where the decisions that particular owner might make might be detrimental to the organization. I mean, you're going to try to negate that as much as possible. Now, again, you always have to understand this is his team.
Yes.
Right. It's just like the president of the United States. You're serving at the behest of this guy. Like
Yeah.
he could fire you behind right now, pay you
Yeah.
your money and let you go and make those decisions anyway. Right.
Yeah.
So, you're going to have to pick and choose your battles and try to provide the owner with as much ammunition and or evidence to why you're making the decisions that you're making and get his buy-in and go move forward from there.
That's what's up, man. We're gonna slide to the break. Before we slide to the break, let's see what the hell Shannon Sharp talking about.
What you think gonna happen when you keep giving that woman all that baby gravy? Man, come on, people.
What in the blue hell was that? What the hell was that?
Anybody want to take a stab? That's your boy Shannon Sharp. Richie Rich.
I got no words for anything that comes out of his mouth.
The whole, the whole thing about that is I already know what he's talking about. Like, I hate the fact that I understood exactly what he was talking about. I hate that.
I get it, but I don't want to decipher it on the air.
Yeah, like I have no idea who he was talking about, but I know what he was talking about.
All right, let's take a stab at another one. What the hell is Shannon Sharp talking about?
Boy, I was in there like Section 8. You know, man, what you talking about? Don't talk. Did I? Man, please. But stop playing with me, old Joe.
What in the blue hell was that? What the hell was that?
Man.
Oh man. That's your boy Shannon Sharp, man. Look, we're gonna slide to come right back. Ooh. What two teams may be battling the battle to take the title on the Bucs NFC South? Will it be the Bucs? They're still not crazy about the Panthers right now, but I just want them trending in the right direction. I know it's April, we talking April, and but right now I feel good about their chance at least winning more than 2 games. At least more than 2. We'll talk NFL draft when we come back and some David Tepper stuff and NFC stuff, and we got more on tap. 704-227-8986. Leave your rant or your opinion on the water line. 704-227-8668. I'm around 5:30. All right. Keep it up. Now the QCB Fox Sports Radio Charlotte is proudly being brought to you by RBC Wealth Management. Let's go. Welcome back live with the QCB. Got us on Fox Sports Radio Charlotte. Make sure you check me out live online at foxsportsradioshow.com. Got my man, Super Bowl champion, my man JAMAR NESBIT up in the building. Panthers draft. What did you like about it? What you didn't like? Or was there something you didn't like about it?
Well, I'll say this. So I know a lot of the fans are a little miffed with taking a running back in the second round.
Yes.
Right. Especially since all the words that have come out of the building were that, Hubbard and was it Miles Sanders. Right there. I mean, you just paid and traded for Miles, gave him all that money last year.
I was so disappointed.
And Chuba's been productive.
Right. No,
right. So
when he got signed on this, but I wasn't the problem. I said it was the biggest all-season signing behind Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets. That's how excited I was, because the year that Miles Sanders came off of with the Eagles, third in rushing, just kept the chains moving, he was a huge reason they went to the bowl. So I was like, okay, this is gonna work out. But
well, for him, right, and again, like I want to try and add as much context as possible. For him, he was also running behind that offensive line of the Eagles, right? So it was a tad bit different when he came down here, just a little. Right,
a complete 360.
Well, it'd be a 180, right? 360, he'll end up right back where he started. I'm with you. Like, it was completely different. Like, I know, man, my man got the ball. There were people at his feet, right? So,
right there. Yeah.
So for that, it's hard to judge his abilities, his true abilities, based upon what he had in front of him last year. So giving him the benefit of the doubt on that aspect of it. But the word is the young man that they chose has a lot of potential to be a very good back over 5 years, right? And so, it's one of those situations. There were so many glaring holes that needed to be filled.
Yeah,
you just wonder why there, right? I mean, especially since running back has been so devalued over the last few years. You could have potentially still grabbed that guy 4th round type situation, but you don't ever know what's going to happen, right? So that was a strange thing. When it first happened, them trading up a single pick from the first pick in the second round to the last pick of the first round to get Leggett from South Carolina. Now, listen, me being from the University of South Carolina, I'm happy for my guys getting drafted in the first round. It was just a situation where I don't know that there were other people that were going to go up to get him with that that last pick in the first round.
You think they moved up those specifically for the 5th-year option?
Yes. Now, if he turns out to be really good and his potential is met by the 3rd, 4th year,
right,
they're going to have him much cheaper, or at least have the upper hand in negotiations on that 5th year. So I understand that aspect of it.
Is it automatic weapon for Bryce Young?
I mean, you're still hedging. I mean, you're still wagering that he is going to be that good that you're going to be even concerned with holding that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
you're not sounding too sure about it.
You have to be so. I mean, for them to have made that pick,
they came out of nowhere. They came out of nowhere, right?
They have to be so sure that he's going to turn out to be a good player that they were willing to make. Now, from a money standpoint, right now, it's not that the amount difference is negligible, right? I mean, first pick of the second, last pick of the first, like dollar amounts is negligible. It's the 5th year that they want to hold in case he turns out to be what they think he's going to be.
Well,
and I'm just going to say this. I've seen him play now the majority of his collegiate career.
Right.
When I used to do the sideline.
Yeah, he was down there,
So I've seen, he has grown into this. Right. There are still some inconsistencies, and I'm sure if he's honest, he'll own up to that.
Because 2 years ago, I didn't hear about it. I ain't know.
He had a really productive 1 year, but the other years
there was a lot. There was a lot expected and wanted from him because he's shown the flash. He's a big, strong, physical wide receiver with speed. Right. So he has all the tools, and he has grown into this position. He hasn't peaked, hopefully. He's still ascending. Right. So they're hedging their bets that he is going to be what they think.
I think he come in and do what Tank Dell did for Stroud or the other guy.
Well, DK Metcalf was a guy that had one really good year, and he he's done pretty well. AJ Brown too. So there's instances where
I
it doesn't
can't,
work out.
I
I'm
can't
not
give.
comparing them, but
Yeah,
I'm
I can't
saying
give him that.
there's-
That's why I said Tank Dell. I'm just saying you got a rookie quarterback. Well, now he's a second-year guy.
I'm sure
and-
he'd like to forget that first year.
Yeah,
We're talking about Bryce. Like he
we
would
all
forget that.
should.
Yeah,
He had
yeah.
a mulligan. He's a rookie quarterback. So now
Absolutely.
that's done with.
But I will say this: Leggett has, like I said, I always wanted to add context to this.
They didn't give him.
He's had injury issues that he's fought through. So, not always being on the field or not always being, at his 100, his top performance situation. But I'm expecting big things because he comes in with the prototypical size for a outside wide receiver,
Right?
And he's a big target. So when a shorter quarterback has to throw the ball,
come on, man.
He's I'm sorry.
Just say, come on, man.
Vertically challenged.
We can't keep
height afflicted. How do you want to go to this?
When is this gonna end? Now I'm gonna come over there and snatch your head off your head like David Tepper.
6'4", 6'5".
That's not gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, as a smaller quarterback, having a bigger target is going to help. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that smaller quarterback.
Okay. I cut you off like the double Dutch ropes. I was gonna come over there and snatch your head off.
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, he throws with anticipation and he's accurate. That's all you need.
Okay, but his height wasn't an issue last year. It ain't like he led the league in batted balls.
No, he did a very good job.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he played behind the offensive line in Alabama.
But when you throw the ball to the side and 2 and 3, there's not very many opportunities to get the ball batted down.
Okay, well, listen.
I mean, listen, man, I'm the king of context now. If you gonna hit me with something now, you better be ready to go.
I'm with you. Okay, so Bryce Young. I'm glad let's talk Bryce Young. Now he legit, quote unquote, has weapons, right?
Yes, he has much better weapons.
Yes, he got 2 Pro Bowl receivers in Thielen and Deontay Johnson from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Now he got Leggett, first round draft pick. Okay, so do we
think that Thielen's going to be able to reproduce the same year that he had last year?
Why wouldn't he be able to? I think he is.
He's getting up there in age.
Okay, he's not 49. He's not 49 years old.
Just a question.
He's not.
Not Adam Thielen from like 4 or 5 years ago.
What about Thielen from last year?
Today.
What?
I'm just saying, man, that thing all tight. What's wrong with you?
Y'all act
that
like
skull cap's crushing your skull.
Y'all act like Thielen, man.
137 years old.
He had, Thielen had, I think he caught 103 passes. 103.
Yeah.
Over 1,000 yards.
This past year.
Right. And then you can see
the only target he had. That's all. I mean, listen, man.
He's the only one who's getting open.
Well, guess what?
He's doing his job.
He could have caught 20 passes. He could have had 200 yards.
He could have.
Right. So I don't think he's going to lose that in less than a year.
I hope not.
Less than a year. He's not going to fall off the map like that. Hopefully, we don't know what happens. Hopefully, the Panthers.
I'll tell you this. I hope he doesn't catch 100 balls. I hope he catches 75.
Right. Okay.
Right. Because now that means Leggett. That means the other wide
Johnson,
receivers. Johnson, like that means now that they've grown and that he's spreading around.
Open.
And he's not just whenever Thielen gets open, that's who I'm throwing it to, no matter what. Right?
No.
But that's what I mean. Listen, as a young.
Did you play with Ricky Pro?
No, I did not.
Damn.
You played with Joe Horn.
I did play with Joe Horn.
So, as far as the context of a veteran receiver.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Been in the league for a minute. I think Thielen almost year 10, maybe year 9, year 10 in that area.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But and then we know what vets usually do who aren't egomaniacs. They take the younger guys in that same position.
True vets.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Groom them.
Right.
Groom them. I know you're not here to take my job. But eventually, I'm gonna get up out of here.
Right.
It's not a 2-year deal.
At least vets that understand their mortality in the sport.
So if I know this April, we talking if Thielen's on the roster opening day. Should be. So all this training camp and Wofford, and they still going to Wofford, right? And
I don't think they're going this year.
I don't know where they're doing it, but it's not in Spartanburg, I don't think.
Who the hell knows what damn David Tepper, a.k.a. the White Suge Knight, on the damn team.
Suge terrorized everybody.
Right. He did.
Tepper.
Like I say, he picking and choosing.
Yeah,
he picking and choosing.
He ain't get to be a billionaire by being stupid.
Right.
He may be crazy.
He picking and choosing. But the whole narrative that Bryce Young doesn't have any weapons, I think that's kind of got tuned down a little bit.
Yes. That will not be an excuse.
He should have more than 11 touchdowns, 2,800 passing yards. Like I think,
and Jonathan Mingo still on the roster. I think he.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, he still got a shot.
Yeah.
Rich. I know he made that face.
Yeah, mid 3,000s yard.
Okay,
passing.
so I think far as right now,
so you'll take that if the running game is strong.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Because now you'll have a good mix, right? If you have 1,000-yard rusher, or even if you have 2 850-yard rushers, right? And you're able to run the ball, not when you want to, but when you have to, and when you want to, right? If you're able to run the ball, you don't necessarily have to have your quarterback throwing 4,500, 5,000 yards a year. It doesn't have to happen. But what has to happen, though, is your touchdown to interception ratio has to be
right. Because last year was 11 and 10, 11 TDs, 10.
So you're essentially 1-to-1. For every touchdown he's thrown an interception. And that ratio has to change.
And we need that completion percentage to get out the high 50s, because it was like 58, 59 last year. That's like my cousin Boosie average in school. We can't have my cousin Boosie's education test average as your completion percentage,
Absolutely.
Bryce Young.
Well, yeah. So, and, again, completion percentage is also, I mean, you got that.
Gotta be accurate, man.
Yes, the accuracy has to be there, but there were a lot of drops, right?
Yes.
So if we're going to criticize, we also have to, tell the truth, right? There's a lot of drops.
You weren't one of these folks that was saying, should have got CJ Stroud. Look what he's doing.
Who, me? No. I mean, here's the thing.
You just rolled with Bryce, right? You rolled with
like here's the thing. Once you make a decision, you have to go. You can't constantly look back and say,
you can't do that, man.
Can't do it. And you have the kid in the room. You have to surround him with the first thing you have to surround him with is one voice. They all have to be saying the same thing. He can't go home saying, man, my quarterback coach was saying one thing, my coordinator was saying this, my damn head coach telling me to cook in the kitchen. Right. Damn it, when I went to go eat,
I think that was the problem last year.
Yeah, Tepper was telling me this other thing, right? There has to be one voice. And I think with the hiring of the coach and the new general manager, I think that's going to be a focus of theirs, is making sure that their young quarterback has the pieces and is hearing one voice. Or at least one message.
Okay. So in order for Bryce Young to even close to being successful as a quarterback, we know that offensive line. Now, I was shocked. Okay. Friday, I threw the question out there, what should be the Panthers' main focus objective going to the draft? I was thinking offensive line. They didn't even draft the damn lineman.
Yeah.
Right?
I was disappointed.
But then I thought back to the free agency when they brought in Robert Hunt, the guard from Miami.
Yep.
I see over 3,300 snaps and gave up 12 sacks and 90%. And that's good. That's good. Yeah. And then, of course, Lewis.
Damian Lewis.
Got Damian Lewis up in here. And then what's going on? That Ike Ekwonu can play just slightly above average. I think the O-line will be pretty damn decent.
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't know if
AKA the blind side too.
I don't know if there are any moves left to make. I don't know if the Panthers are waiting until June 1st when vets get cut.
Right.
And going after an offensive tackle there. Haven't played the position and positions in question.
Okay.
Icky will be a very good left guard. He's not a left tackle.
So 2 years, you already seen that.
I mean, can he get better? Absolutely. He's shown in flashes that he can play it. Not a drop back style. We're going to throw the ball 35 plus times a game. That is not his game. It's just not yet. Now, you're bringing in coaches, and if that's where they think they can get him to, then, by all means. But, it's a situation. He can be for his development, if you were to put him at left guard right now, you would see a marked improvement overnight, because the space in which he has to cover and protect is cut down drastically. There are sideboards. There's a tackle on one side, a guard on the other side. And that 3 technique only has so much area and space to work with.
Right.
He's a big, strong kid who has decent feet at guard. He's been shown, the book is out on him at tackle.
Yeah, Richard Rich could attest to this. I've been keeping up with him as far as, the top 10 most penalized. Not by positions, just players all in the NFL. And people listen, I do this a lot. He's been in the top 10, 5th. And I think this past year he was 6th.
double his false starts, to just ineligible downfield. What the hell is your big ass doing downfield? Get down.
Listen. I'm listen. Hold on. I'm going to fight for all offensive linemen for this illegal downfield nonsense.
What you mean?
Listen, because here's the problem with this whole situation. All these doggone signal callers and coordinators, they want to do this doggone run pass option nonsense, right? And they don't ever tell the offensive lineman that we're gonna throw it.
Oh, so you don't know? You just
have no clue,
right?
So we're down, and it's a run play, and the quarterback has the option to throw the damn ball.
Right.
So if his silly behind goes back there and he freezes,
y'all basically playing Russian roulette.
We have no clue. So you want us to get to the second level and get to the linebacker, right?
Right.
So what happens if we just gonna make contact with the down lineman, and if that running back happens to get the ball, if he gets to the second level, he gets to the second level. That's on him.
Right.
That's how. See, everybody. So I don't want to hear that.
Right.
I'm telling you. Well, that's what I'm sweating right now.
Okay, easy. Hold on. Now don't go back to your football days.
Man.
Now we friends.
But that's the issue, right? So those,
you'll be comfortable with him moving. Absolutely, right?
Absolutely.
So now we have to see what the plan's going to be.
Right,
we don't know
they brought
yet.
in those two guards.
Right.
Right. So now, what are you going to do?
Okay.
Now you have to make this work.
Okay.
This kid has to make it work.
Right. So we're going in this year. You're on left tackle. Now we have to get it done. I don't know who the position coach is over there. Like I said, practices technique and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make it work, because this will benefit Bryce Young with the weapons he got in there. So,
so here's the other part about this. Right? It depends on what type of system they're going to put. If it's going to be, on time and its rhythm, that back foot hits, that ball is out.
Right.
We can get by with Icky at left tackle. Right.
Yeah, depend on them like that.
Correct. Right. Because now we're going to play, we're going to try to play a brand of football to where everything is rhythmic. Right.
Okay.
Right. We're going to get in and out the huddle. If they're going to huddle, we're going to get up to the line of scrimmage. We're going to call our plays, snap, ball gets back, quarterbacks hits that back foot, the ball is gone. Offensive lineman's getting ready for the next play. If that's the way we're going to play, we can get by with Icky. If we're going to play the situation, hey, we're going to have 5-step, 7-step drops, and we're going to let these things develop downfield, and we're going to play off play action and all this, we're going to struggle.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of onus, because now all of a sudden those defensive ends are going to they're going to play the run first. As soon as they figure out the play action in his pass, now he's got to pass protect. He hasn't shown the ability to be able to do that on 5- and 7-step drops.
Right.
So, he, as a professional, he is no longer at NC State.
Right.
As a professional, he has to take the onus on himself to get better at the things that he has shown he hasn't been very good at.
So he was drafted 6 in the first round. Higher than Jordan
Can't blame
Gross.
the kid where he was drafted.
Right.
Adults made that decision.
Right. But I'm saying you have to take in consideration how much we have in you, how much stock we have.
The kid, listen, here's the thing. I want all fans and listeners to understand this. Players understand the pressures more than people give us credit.
Sometimes I act like y'all don't give a damn about it.
Not to your face. Not to your face.
But y'all hear it, y'all understand
it. They hear it, they understand it, they get it. I'm just saying, for the benefit of the young man in his career, he will be much better. And he will be, I don't want to say he'll be dominant, but he will be a much better player at left guard.
Okay, so because you know what? We're going in year 3. He gonna want some money soon. I don't want Icky. Listen, I want Icky to win. I don't want him to play out of getting.
I want him to get to that second contract.
That's what I'm saying.
I want him to, but this is year 3. He was drafted in the first round. I mean, he still got 3 years. This year and 2 more before he can even think about that. And he's got to play better. I mean, he knows. Like, he can't come out of year 4 and like, I'm about to break the bank if he's been playing the way he's been playing these past 2.
Well, he got to stay out of Dave and Buster's and Frankie's up there in Concord, trying to squeeze in that
pool with Allen Iverson.
That cruising all was that American Cruising video game, taking up 2 of those seats up there, Cruising USA.
Like I said, man, he has the potential. He has the potential. Right, and he does have a mean streak to him, right? So it would be.
Well, all you football players do. Y'all come in here and joke and stuff, but you guys are nuts, man. Y'all can snap it on just like that.
Especially the offensive line, you got to be nuts.
Yeah, don't just take this. He up here laughing and chilling. NESBIT can snap it on in a second. What kind of hat is that? What team is that?
Well, it's not a team. So my oldest son is called Fear God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got jackets and hats and stuff.
Yeah, my oldest gave it. So believe me, I'm not young enough to know all these new hip brands and all this. So this was a gift from my oldest. So,
all right, that's what's dope. Cool. You got your stick on. Take that stick off your hat now.
See,
now we from the era.
See,
we don't keep stickers on our fitted caps. Now, Nesbitt.
What are you talking about? That's how we knew.
No,
it was real. Now you can go to Kmart and get you one of them fake ones, or you can have the one that had the sticker on.
We got the MLB logo on the back. I'm just saying we didn't do the fitted. When we got our fitted hats back in the day, we didn't keep our stickers on them. Yeah, come on, man, you gotta.
Y'all didn't keep the stickers on.
I kept the stickers on.
I kept the stickers.
I didn't keep the stickers on, man.
He had the Kmart ones. He didn't want people to really know where he got it from.
Hey, man, 704-227. 8986. What you think about the David Tepper situation? Speaking of hats, while we read this,
man, that's two times in 6 months, man. We listen. The people out there in California know 3 strikes means that's 25 to life. Like these are 2 times now. He's assaulted a charlatan. No, I'm sorry. The last time he got somebody from Jacksonville.
He threw a drink in the Jacksonville.
He assaulted a human twice.
Yeah,
thank God the girl. Thank God the girl standing beside the guy wasn't wearing the Eagle shirt. Who knows what he did? What he did with that?
I tell you this though, he's got a type. Like he's assaulted the same type of person twice.
So what's going on with this guy, man?
Hey man, he feels he can do what he wants
to do
when he wants to do it. Like I said, he hasn't run up on the right one yet. That's what's happened. Like legitimately, he hasn't run up on the right.
It's like the Ashton Kutcher's Punk series. He punked the right people. He ain't punked Suge Knight.
Yeah,
he knew who the punk, who not the punk.
You bringing up Suge Knight a lot today.
I'm in a Suge Knight mood.
You got the black Air Forces on?
Yeah, I mean, want to hold somebody upside down over a balcony.
You should have wore the red skull cap instead.
That's what my man Wes say. Take that thing off your head. Look like you're waiting in the food stamp line. Come on, man. Stop it. Got my man JAMAR NESBIT in the building, man. Super Bowl champion. What we're gonna do? We're gonna slide to the break. We'll be right back more live with the QCB. Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with this guy. I just think he needs to tone it down. I don't know when he's gonna tone it down. And I'm surprised at what happened at Dilworth Neighborhood Barn Grill didn't get that much press on a national level.
Oh, well, it didn't hit.
Right? I guess because it was the draft. I always shot about a draft.
Yeah.
Robert Kraft.
Man, that's true.
It didn't hit.
Right.
And, he's still a big guy around here. So I'm sure there were some people that didn't run it.
All right.
And he also, I think, man, it was over the weekend.
Right.
That happened today.
Probably been something. All right, we'll talk a little NFC South coming back. And also Deion Sanders, the damn spring game. He's losing players. Remember when he got there, he kicked everybody out. Now they're leaving on their own. It's a wearing off. The Deion Sanders effect. And when you getting your Caitlin Clark jersey, we all India, we all WNBA now, man. We joined the league and everything. Yeah.
You joined the league?
Yeah, man. Women's college basketball is taking over the world. Look, it's Caitlin Clark's world. We just living in it, brother. All right. That's what I look at. We'll be right back on live with QCB. What's up, baby?